Hi everyone, how are y'all? This is a midweek reading. It's going to be for your twin flame, okay? So you and your twin flame. You can be a Libra, you can be an air sign, or if you visit this channel as I'm giving this reading, then it's your reading, okay? So take it. I'm sure we're going to be very surprised by whatever's going to come out today. So first things first, let's deal with the oracle. I have the whispers of healing first, because I have a feeling we're going to need a little bit of everything today. So first things that I want to tell you about, or I guess inform you about would be a better word, is that sometimes we come across our twin flames, okay? This is like a disclaimer. And we actually meet them in let's say, this lifetime. But they don't always come to stay. Sometimes they come to teach us something, and sometimes they come to fulfill their goals and their tasks, their mission with us. So with that said, let's go ahead and go moving forward. Spirit. And when I say spirit, guys, I'm talking to God, the Holy Spirit of God. Since the compassion of Christ is so great, at least in my experience, I'm going to call him in. Source, I'm calling to you, asking you to be the head of this reading, and all the information that is going to be given to my viewers today in reference to the truest form of love that there is ever to be found, which is twin flames. Okay? Wow. God is good. God is great, guys. I'm kind of flabbergasted right now. It literally says guardian on it. Can you see that? It says guardian. They're here. Seek seclusion. Self-love. I told you. I felt like there was a lot of healing that had to come across. I'm sorry, I'm fumbling with my words, but they're feeding me very quickly. Can y'all slow down a little bit? With the twin flame reading, guys, it's very beautiful, but it's extremely hard. Okay? So don't be too surprised if we don't cry together. I should have put some tissues here. But here we go. The last card in the deck says acceptance. 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 So let me tell you what I'm getting. Guardian, seek seclusion, and self-love. One or more of you within this connection, whether you're together or separated currently, is experiencing a lot of sorrow at present, experiencing a lot of questions, a lot of who am I? What am I? What's right? What's wrong? What direction should I go in? I'm lost. I feel lost. I feel lost. How you can help your twin flame if you're interested. Because I know some of you have had it hard and don't want anything to do with them. But for those that still love their twin flame, because let's face it, we're not getting rid of them in this lifetime, guys. We're just not. It's not something that happens. But I will tell you that prayer for God to intervene in their life, prayer for them to see the higher power, their energy in their life, seeking seclusion for prayer, for inner thought, gaining equilibrium back, because it feels like this person is in extreme amount of pains right now, an extreme amount of pain, and not even having enough love for themselves to love themselves. Either they feel unworthy where they are or how they're living. They prefer to stay alone at this time. But there is a guardian here. There's a guardian here. The guardian, which is obviously an archangel or their guardian angel, and I'm talking about the angels of light, because remember guys, we have angels of darkness as well as the angels of light, because the angels of darkness are the ones that fell. Kind of feel bad for whichever one of you is going through this, because they're very much being looked at by the higher power. So if you have been separated from your twin flame, at least have that a little bit of assurance that God is keeping care over them. They're being protected at this time as they're being watched over, because right now they don't feel their self-worth. Right now they feel really lost, so they're seeking their own presence, or not even. I feel like an absence of presence. What do I mean by that, guys? I feel like when you feel like you don't even understand yourself, like when you feel like you don't know why you do things, or why you think the way you do, or why you feel the way you do. You feel alien to everyone and everything, and you feel like no one understands me, and I don't feel comfortable around people. I don't feel comfortable because they don't understand me. They don't get me. They don't think like I do. They don't think like I do. They don't get it. They don't get what I'm going through. And sometimes that's true. Guys, I'm sorry for the fidgeting. I don't even know what the heck's going on. I feel like I have ants in my pants. It feels like when you feel all alone in the world. So can you imagine? You're looking towards your twin flame. You're not with them. And it feels like I'd rather be in seclusion. This person is learning to love themselves with the self-love card that's coming out. It's not easy. I will tell you that. There's a lot of sorrow that I feel because I'm an intuitive reader. Being an empath, this card is making my chest hurt, like right in the center. Like I feel like my heart is breaking. I feel like my heart is in a lot of pain. I don't feel centered. I don't feel myself. I honestly don't even feel like my normal everyday, whatever I do, whatever it is, whether I work during the day or go about my hobbies, my business, or whatever. I don't feel like this person feels in their body. I feel like they're not sitting well within their body. I feel like they're constantly in their thought processes, and I don't think that they feel good. I don't think they feel happy. I don't think they feel, the word that's coming is blessed. I feel like they feel very extremely depressed at this time. And I feel a sense of sorrow that's coming through those cards. I don't understand. If they're not with you, then maybe that's part of the sorrow, or possibly they're going through something right now in their life that brings them a lot of sorrow. Once that sorrow passes, then they'll be more able to accept. But right now, they're not in acceptance of the way things are. Possibly, let's say, because it might be something as crucial as a life-altering situation. Something that happened in their life. Sorry, I was fidgeting. I was making room. Maybe something happened in their life that has made them feel secluded, or make them want to seclude themselves. It's almost like I feel like a self-protection. When I'm doing this, it's like when you turn and you're kind of like not really facing people. It's almost like when you feel like you have to be somewhere or with people, but you're kind of shielding your presence, or you're shielding your energy from others. You really don't want those others in your energy field, in your auric field. So you kind of like are guarding your energy, or you feel I don't know, I just feel abandonment. I feel alone. I feel loneliness. I feel insecure. I feel depressed. I feel so down. I feel so let down. It just hurts. It hurts. It hurts. I'm sorry for anybody going through that. Let's move on to our oracles of the fairies. I did want some lighter energies because I had a feeling this was not going to be all rainbows and butterflies when it comes to the twin flames. And anybody that feels like your twin flame journey in the beginning is easy, it's not. It's not. It's very volatile. It's very, for one person, it is confusing because they don't understand why they have this pull, this intense pull towards you. And for the other person, meaning you, it might feel like, why can't they remember me? We made this deal in front of God. Why can they not remember me? And so it feels bad in the sense of feeling confusion. And I mean, when I'm talking about confusion, I'm talking about, why do I feel like this towards this person? Why do I feel this way, to where I know there's a pulling, and I know that they have to be feeling the same thing I'm feeling. They have to be. Why are they denying it? Or why are they fighting against it? Or why is it that they're not reacting in the same way I do? There's so many things that we're going to get into. And I promise, that's why I named this Bittersweet Twin Flame Connection, because it's not the easiest, but we will get some answers, okay, as we go along. Bear with me. I do like to shuffle for the most part in front of the camera because, well, it's real. Wait for winter. Wait for winter. Now, that could mean actual winter, or it could mean something totally different. We're going to take a look. Wow. Let's take one more because that's what they're telling me. So both you and your counterpart, your twin flame, I have no idea what that is, but just got a message. I just got a message flash across the screen. I'm going to continue. Thank you for the vote of confidence, whoever that is. So this is wait for winter. Now, the winter of your heart doesn't necessarily mean the winter of the season. However, with that said, I am going to say that this could be both the winter, months coming, let's say December, January, February, or it could be the winter of someone's heart. As I was stating before, sometimes there are endings, right? And those things can make us sad too. Those things can make our emotions very volatile. They can make us feel, or cause us to feel, I should say, alone and melancholy. I'm gonna take my sister passing, for example. It's not a twin flame issue, I understand. But I loved her because she was a part of me, right? I grew up with her. And the winter of my heart is a little bit different than the everyday person. On one hand, my higher self, my spiritual self that has grown into all of this knowledge since the age of, let's say, I don't know, 5, when I could remember, but more so lately in my 30s forward. I understand the concept that when things end, it hurts. But at the same time, there are endings that happen. For example, it's my belief that the twin flame connection starts before the throne of God, and you and your significant other, because you're married in another plane. Unfortunately, one of the persons does not remember that. And it's hard for the other one that does remember. You remember signing on the dotted line before God, saying this is the mission that you wanted to come down and do, perform. And you've known each other before, and that's why there's such a pull, right? But we'll get more into that in a minute. So it says wait for the winter. So possibly some of you, don't shoot the messenger, possibly for some of you it will be until winter when you come together correctly and all together, okay? Because possibly there'll be other things in between that happen where it's hot and cold, or start and slow down and then start again. It's not going to be easy. I keep emphasizing that because, well, it's just like that old adage, right? Anything worth having, you know, it might be hard, but it's worth having. So go for it, right? If everything came easy, I know as society, as humans, I know that when things come easy, easy come, easy go. We kind of discard it like a dirty napkin, right? Or a used straw. We don't think about it because we didn't have to pay for it. We didn't have to go through the processes of, well, what is this, right? What is this? Is this actually something that I worked hard to get, or is this something that was given to me and it's frivolous? It really holds no meaning. I didn't have to do any blood, sweat, or tears for it. Who cares, right? Who cares? So it's very difficult to say. I understand, but I do understand because I've been through it, and it's not the easiest thing to do. So this one says believe in magic. For those that don't believe in magic, take that with a grain of salt. Not too long ago, at least I can say that because I remember lifetimes besides this one that I'm in, and it wasn't too long ago that the word magic was interchangeable with miracle. So just take it that way. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. And nature's going to be very important because whoever it is that I was touching on earlier, yeah, you do need to go out in nature, whether that's taking a walk, taking a run, taking, you know, a real slow stride in the forest. Go get in tune with yourself. For some of you guys, if I'm talking to someone, which it does happen, that's in another connection already, that is the hardest. I think that is the hardest twin flame to experience. And the reason is because me, on the one hand, and I'm a Libra, guys, at times it feels really like, am I being selfish? Because I want my twin flame. But there was someone else. Well, I don't care. I know. Bear with me. I'm just going through all the emotions just like anybody else would, right? Having a human experience. And so at times it's like, I don't care that they're already with someone that's earthbound. I don't care, you know, that they've already built a life. I'm just saying all the human aspects. Come on, let's just get it out in the open. I don't care that they already experienced love with someone else. It's not the same. And I'm sorry, I'm going to beg to differ with anybody that would like to come across this screen and say different. It's not the same. It's not the same. There's no way possible that you can tell me it's the same when you encounter the other part of you. Your other part of your soul is mirroring back to you the good, bad, or the ugly. God, they're ugly. God, they're frustrating. God, they are impossible. They're impossible to deal with. Do you have a stubborn streak yourself? Do you? I know I do, but sometimes I forget I do. Why? Because Libras are very stubborn. Like once we get in our hooks into the ground, we dig our feet into the ground, it's hard for you to tell us different. It's hard for anybody to bring their across to us their point and for it to hit home. You better be eloquent. You better know what you're talking about. And you better, state facts for Libras, right? So I get it. But this literally says, nature and all that's around you. Believe in your magic. The fairy of the northern light says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. How very beautiful for that person that's out there right now, that you're feeling so much sorrow, that you're feeling so tumultuous within yourself, your thoughts, your feelings, your person is feeling so much dis-ease. And remember what I'm saying there, because that's a twofold word right there, disease. Disease comes from feeling dis-ease, right? You don't feel good. You don't feel calm. You don't feel yourself. But at the same time, it's like, well, what am I? Who am I? That's what I'm hearing. What am I? Who am I? First and foremost, you are you. Secondarily, you're a child of God. Thirdly, I want to say, God doesn't make junk. God knew what he was doing when he made you. Whether that was the God form in male form that you believe in, or the God form in female form that you believe in, it doesn't matter to me. Just know that God made you very special. If you've lost your way, if you've lost yourself along the way, there is a way to find yourself again. Go into nature. Go into what God made. Become part of that again. Show yourself to God. Be one with him. And know that he does listen. He's got a guardian, for Pete's sake, over you. So no, you haven't been abandoned. You haven't been disowned. And it's not so much that you think you've been doing everything right. And that's your right. That's your human brain. Your human brain is telling you, I'm right. But I'm here to tell you, God's ways are different. So maybe what you think is good for you, it's not good for you. Because that's not what God wants for you. And I'm going to get off my soapbox. Again, with the nature. Nature's signs. Be receptive to the subtle messages from nature as you go about your day. Nature talks to us continuously. We need only to open our hearts and our minds. I'm going to tell you that my reprieve comes when I go into the forest. And sometimes I'm afraid because I don't have like bear spray or anything. I need to go invest in that. But that's what's kept me from really, really exploring New Hampshire, for example. Because it's beautiful here, guys. Oh my gosh. If you could, I don't think it's more beautiful than the Garden of Eden, but at certain places, a certain time of day and the dew and everything else, I mean, it's just magical. It's beautiful here. And I'm very glad to have moved here, although it's been difficult for me. So as I always tell you guys, sometimes you got to do difficult things in life. Sometimes you got to do things that are not feeling natural to you, even, that are not feeling normal, that don't feel like they may fit. Guess what? Sometimes things only last for a little while, or for what God feels like is a little while. Because remember, a jot, right? It's but a jot to him. It's but a jot. But what does that mean to us? It could be 10 years, 20 years, 50 years that you've been in a relationship, and it maybe could be ending, or maybe a job could be ending that you gave 10 or 20 years to, and you're feeling unlike yourself, right? But we've got to be okay with change. It's not that you've got to embrace it to the point of loving the change. At first, it might be scary. At first, it may not be something you like to do or that you want to even do because you're afraid to go towards that direction. But whoever I'm talking to out there, you will find your inner compass. Find balance. Your inner compass will be a rebalancing. But maybe possibly the rebalancing, guys, it's not going to be smooth sailing. God has a way of purifying us, like with fire, right? With fire. I can never say their names right. I can't remember. The 3 gentlemen that were thrown into the fiery furnace, and they prayed while they were in there and came out unscathed. Now, some of us can do that if we really believe, if our faith is really strong. But others that are right now trying to find their way back in life, or trying to find a new way out or a new way of life, may not feel totally sitting in their faith. And that's okay. That's okay. God loves you anyway. It doesn't matter. But I'm here to tell you, he's still listening. So talk to God. But sometimes we do have to go out in nature. Sometimes we do have to get out of our comfort zone, off the couch, out from behind, a computer, because all of us have computers now. I'm looking at an iPad right here that I'm about to use in just a minute for us. But do you understand? So sometimes God can talk to you through just basic words that you see on, YouTube. But at other times, God wants a front row seat with you, a one-on-one, just you and him. Find your balance. It's there. I promise you. People go through divorce. People go through heavy illnesses, disease. People go through a lot of things, sorrows in life, death of a loved one, being a widow, etc. All I'm trying to tell you, even losing children, guys, and that's something I can thank God for. I've always said, even if my children and I were not the closest of connections, please, my Lord, keep them safe. That's all that matters to me. Keep them safe. I don't have to have them tucked under my wing. They're all grown, have their own families, but just keep them safe. Keep them safe, please. So again, finding balance. Find the balance between your work, rest, and playtime. And you will have more energy, harmony, and productivity in your life. Take a power nap. So for those, especially if you're feeling a form of depression, I'm pretty sure 2 things are happening. One, you're not sleeping, or the other, you're sleeping way too much. Whichever you're in right now, whatever's happening within you at this time, please just try your best to rest, because you're not feeling your whole self right now. So sometimes you do have to take a power nap. Sometimes you do have to let go, let God, until you can find your balance again, okay? I am using the witch's wisdom. I know some of you don't like the fact that it says witch, but do you know in some places the word witch is only meant to say someone with wisdom, someone who knows about the elements. And when I say elements, earth, air, fire, water, that's all it is. And tell me you don't drink water. Tell me you don't use money. Tell me you don't need air in your lungs. And tell me you don't need fire in your belly and here for ideas and get you moving. I'm just saying. It's all nature, and it's all within you. With this wisdom oracle deck, what would you like to tell the Libra? What do they need to be informed about, please, in the days to come? One thing I forgot to do, because I did go out to get a diagnostic, well, I got 2 for 1, one after the other. And I was going to stop at the church, the cathedral, and I totally forgot. But it did make me queasy because I had to drink all that barium, guys. But I digress. All right, let's see what they have to tell us. I told you. I told you. I told you. My gosh, I'm flabbergasted. I'm flabbergasted. Okay. You do have, wow. This is the bottom. I'm going to start with the bottom. God is good. God is great. Y'all think we can't use these cards because they have a title on them that say witch. And I say we can use whatever tools God gives us to help each other out. So look at this. Protection. Protection. See this? Protection. Divine protection. I told you. Protection. See that? See that? Guardian. Protection. I can't make this up. You saw me shuffle right in front of you. What does it say? Guardian. You're being protected at this time. Part of your twin flame, or both of you, are being protected at this time. Possibly from others, possibly from self. And you could say, Victoria, why would God need to protect me from myself? Well, I'll tell you, friend. I will tell you right now. The protection comes because sometimes, sorry, I thought I heard somebody knocking. Because sometimes we know, stop it, Siri. Because sometimes we know how or where to go, what direction, but sometimes we feel totally lost. So our inner compass, our inner knowing, gets a little off, right? Gets a little off. So God put protection so that the person is feeling in this connection a little off can be gently guided, just like a parent's hand, right, behind their child's back. Come on, let's go, like that. And at other times, because sometimes the depression gets so thick, it gets so bad that we want to do things to ourselves that are not the best, whether that's in words or actions against self, or even just things that are not good for you, right? So that's why God is protecting this relationship as well as each the other, one the other. It's not just leaving this relationship to the wayside. Know that your relationship is being protected. I will tell you why as well. It's been at least the last, I want to say 8 months, that God revealed to me that the twin flames that are left on earth that haven't found each other or haven't come together, this is a very powerful time and a very powerful moment, because they have to start finding each other. So it's almost like a honing, it's almost like a beacon. Your heart, believe it or not, is sending out a beacon to them, and their heart is sending out a beacon to you. Hey, I'm here. Come towards me. Hey, I'm here. Come find me. Hey, I'm here. I actually exist. So don't be too surprised if you haven't found your twin flame yet and you came on that mission and you have that knowing. Don't be too surprised if you don't come together in this timeline that we're in right now, okay? Between now, they're telling me, in 2027, very, very strong energy pull all the way through 2029. They're telling me, for the ones that are having a harder time. And bless your heart if you are. Foundation. Foundation. You see how it's a map? For me, this foundation card is telling me you need to go back to your basics. You need to go back to when you were a small child and you just started understanding things around you in the world. What were you like? What were your likes? What were your dislikes? And yes, I'm talking to both twin flames right now. What did you like to do? Did you like music? Did you like to play music? Was your voice your music? Did you like to paint? Did you like to sew? Did you like to garden? I always go into this because people, I really believe that when you lose your way in life, you need to regain your balance. Who are you at your core? Are you a good person? I think you probably are. Did you forget about that person because maybe somebody hurt you along the way and showed you that good people get hurt, good people get squashed? Possibly, but that's your foundation. That's a magical, we'll say, that is a miraculous gift that God chose to grant to you before incarnation. Because let's face it, God could have chosen to make you a bitter person. You know, those people that they're young, but they're like grumpy old men. It's like, why? Why are you so bitter? What happened to you, right? Don't do that. Or women that are so bitter that all they talk about is the bad relationships they've been in and never acknowledge that there is a such thing as true love. It hasn't happened to them yet, so they think that it doesn't exist. Whatever it is, go back to who you really were at your root. If you were a sensitive child and that was just something that got you in trouble because you feel like people, especially parents or siblings, would say, you stop crying or stop being so sensitive, or, you know, grow up, or, you know, whatever other things they throw at us, right? Just know that whatever it was that you were passionate about, for some of us, believe it or not, it was the Bible, it was God, it was Christ, it was that connection. Whatever it is that's your foundation, go back to it. Find your way through your foundation is what they're telling me. And I couldn't make this up if I tried. 2 cards, 2 decks, winter. So again, I'm taking that to heart. Why? Because I feel like either somebody is in a winter of their life, meaning there's something they're going through right now that is very, very harsh, at least for them, that they're experiencing. And it's not the best thing to go through. It's not the easiest thing to go through. And my heart goes out to you for that, because I feel like you could be doing better. But guess what? What doesn't kill you definitely makes you stronger. And this too shall pass. And from what I've been told prior to this reading, is what you're going to go through or are going through, and I'm talking to one of the twins right now, it's gonna be feeling like this is the hardest thing you've ever had to do or get through. But when you come out the other side, believe it or not, you're going to lead a happier life. You're going to be more balanced, more whole, and more in love with yourself. And you know, guys, when I'm saying that, a lot of people have a tendency of saying things like, why would you, you know, why would you want to have someone be selfish? No. The kind of loving yourself that I'm talking about is that you have to give to yourself. You feed the self. You feed your soul, not your ego. That's a whole different ballgame, guys. I'm not talking about feeding your ego, although we do need to have a healthy ego. Okay? We have to have a healthy ego. But with that said, don't feed it to the point of narcissism, right? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about providing for yourself. You need to feel safe. You need to feel happy. You need to feel whole. You need to be healthy. And that's body, mind, spirit, heart, and soul, the health department, okay? So here we go. Let's start the tarot portion of this, okay? And we're going to lay cards out and we're going to talk, all right? So this is what we need to know about this connection, this twin flame that you're experiencing in this lifetime, all right? What is coming for my beautiful twin flames out there watching me on YouTube land, anticipating their love, anticipating what it is that they're going to experience or could experience through this connection? Please, the Emperor keeps coming out. See that? He keeps coming out. If we see him again, so be it. What would you like for these twin flames, both parties, to know about each other, about themselves, and about this connection? All right, guys, let's go. I'm going to lay out 6 cards. Wow, my hand hurts so bad. Okay? Sometimes the pain that others suffer is tremendous, so you can feel it, okay? Oh my goodness, I told you guys. I'm not gonna read the bottom, I'm just gonna put it there. There is a wind here. but what I have to say is not a win. So let's take a look here. Or not feeling like a win. This is the Nine of Wands, okay? So I see the Nine of Wands. Immediately, I see the Devil. I see the Sun on the other side of the Devil. So this is an unusual set of cards. And the reason I'm saying that is because normally it's all about the lust. It's either lust for money or it's lust for the body. But that's not what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing that someone is tired. Someone is worn out. And if truth be known, someone does not have any trust in another person. Like, they just feel so defensive. They just feel like they're on guard at every moment. And that doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel good. So, the Devil, okay? The Devil, what it represents, I can't show you this card, the whole thing, because, well, we have some naked folks on there. It feels like I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. I'm on a mission. What are we on a mission for? I want a new life. I want a new life. I want to feel good. I want to be happy. I want to leave all forms of sadness behind. All forms of anger. All forms of deceit. All forms of lies. All forms of trickery. All forms of just people not getting along. I want to leave it behind, and I want to go so fast. I'm fast and furious. That's what I'm feeling. I'm fast and furious with the Sun. I need that Sun. I need this new way. I need this new life. I need to move in a new direction. I don't feel good in this life I'm in. I don't feel good in the position I'm in life right now. Nothing's going well, or I feel so much heaviness. And I'm going to say something, okay? Some things have died. Some things have died away. And when I'm saying died away, imagine a tree and the leaves are growing brown and crumbly, right? So some things in life do dry up. But that's only so that God can bring us something new, guys. Okay? And the reason I'm saying that is because some are sprouting. Some of those wands are still sprouting. So this person feels like nothing is going well in their life, or like nothing is growing in their life. And I beg to differ. However, I'm not the one experiencing that. So I'm not going to diminish what they're going through. Maybe they've never experienced that before. Or it's been a long time since they experienced loss or confusion of this sort. But the Sun is guaranteeing something bright and shiny, something new. And there's a child on the horse, as I've been explaining. And this week, this card was very important to our reading on Sunday. So go and look at that if you need more information. But this child represents new life. This child represents the sun, the sunshine, and even the Son, God, Jesus. And we did call him in. Funny we should say God, Jesus, and there's an angel. And I already told you that you had a guardian right there. You had a guardian angel right there. So angel's coming out again, asking the self for patience. So if it's me, then it's asking me, slow down, calm down. It's going to be okay. It's going to fall into place. Everything's going to be all right. I am mixing what you wanted, what you asked for. You asked for happiness. Here you have your 10 of Cups. So yes, your happiness is coming. But just calm down. Because you're so stressed out, whichever one of the twin I'm talking to, you're so stressed out that all you can see is the pain and suffering that you're going through. Okay? So right now, the first thing that we're going to look at is the core. Okay? This is the honest situation. This is what's really going on beneath the surface, guys. This is what's truly going on beneath the surface. Someone is going through hard times. Someone is going through bitterness. Someone is going through things that don't feel the best. I do agree with that. These are not the best feelings and emotions or experiences that you could be going through. I'm not going to diminish that. The cards are telling us the truth. And the truth is, this is what you're going through. Wow. So remember, this reading is the twin flame connection, but there is a bitter and a sweet to this. So this person, I feel that I'm picking up on, is feeling like a person on a mission is what I keep feeling. Like when you know that you need to, you know that you need to do something. You don't know exactly what it is that you need to do, but you know you need to do something. Okay? So this is the sweetness. This is the sweetness, the beauty, the joy, the wanting to heal, the aspects of what feels good, what's magnetically, that you're drawn to magnetically. And also the asking, is it worth it? When the devil comes out because there's an overindulgence for the most part. But this is not an overindulgence. This is I have to have it. This is, I want my new life. I have to have it. I have to have it. I have to have it. And so it makes a person feel like they should have started out on this path years ago. They feel like we've already met enough delay. Let's go. Let's go. Okay? So someone who has a feeling of, this is a surge of energy. This is a feeling I need to go forward. I don't know how. I don't know what to do, but I know I have to do something. I need to find my happiness. I need to find my happiness. Okay? So the bitterness, we're trying to bring in the sun. Okay? We're trying to bring in the sun because we don't want to feel the pain. We don't want to feel the challenge. We don't want to feel the regret. We don't want to feel the wounding parts. We don't want to feel what hurts. We don't want to feel what triggers us. What triggers us? What triggers us? But there are things that need to be challenged, or challenges that need to be faced. So having the sun on your side is a really good symbol. It's a very good omen that you will have the power to move forward. You'll have the power to be able to supersede this depression, this heaviness, this, I need to find my place in the world. I need to find my way. I can't do things the same anymore. I'm not the same. Something's changing. You're right. The light of God is coming back into you. You are changing. The lesson. It's the lesson. The bittersweet lesson. The bittersweet experience that life is teaching you. The growth and the wisdom. That's why they're asking for patience, because right now you're feeling like you're lost. You're feeling like you're lost. So you go into seclusion, whether that's in another room or in the forest, like I said, in nature. When you find that self-love again, that's when you've learned your lesson. I do deserve a good life. I do deserve a mate that loves me. I do deserve to be with my twin flame. I do deserve to have happiness and fulfillment in my life. I do deserve to make my own decisions. I do deserve to be able to speak up and speak my peace towards people. Because after all, the way I see it anyway, on a logical sense, you were not there when they were making decisions. They'd made the decisions for their life on their own. They didn't ask you, should I do this, that, or the other? They married who they wanted to. They were with who they wanted to. They went about life the way they wanted to. They became, in life, both career-wise and as a person, who they wanted to. They didn't ask you for opinions or choices. So God is trying to give you the information to show you You have all that matters within you. All the tools that you need, you already have them in here. The lesson, I have no idea what that is. The learning, the lesson is what they were trying to say. I just made it 2 words in one. The lesson. The lesson that you have to learn, it's already here. It's already in here. You have the tools inside. The guardian is watching for you. Why? Because maybe, you know, have you ever said, where's the lighter? Where's the lighter? Where's the lighter? Where's the lighter? You're looking everywhere. Where's the lighter? The guardian is like, it's right there. Y'all gonna laugh at me, but it's okay. You need a laugh right now. Where's my glasses? Has anybody seen my glasses? I think I left my glasses on my desk. And they're like, oh, okay. I've even once done this. I don't have my glasses. I don't know where I left them. And I freaking had them on my face. So I'm telling you, sometimes we do need angelic help. Sometimes we do need help from God. I can't find my way. It's there. Start 1 foot in front of the other. The path is right there. But God, I've never come down that path. It's scary. I hear you. It might be scary, but I'm right here. And you want me to hold your hand? Because I can. I will hold your hand and go down that path with you if you let me. I will. You just say the word and I'm there. Sends you a whole guardian just for you. Because that's how special you are to him. So understand, you're not walking this road alone. You're not walking this new path alone. Whatever decisions you're trying to make, it's okay. When you first learned to talk, that was different. When you first learned how to walk on your own, that was different. When you first learned how to ride a bike, that was different. Your first puppy love, that was different, right? We felt, all squishy inside about someone. That first crush with love, other than our mom or our dad, right? Because we love them so much. Every experience is new until it's not. It's just the way life is. That's the way life presents itself. Okay? Those plants that I posted the video on, the short I made for you guys, it was to emphasize something. God changes things for us in a minute, in a micro minute. Because I promise you, winter killed those plants. There was so much snow this year, it was coming out of my ears, okay? I didn't know where to put it anymore. And those plants were not there. Meaning, yeah, they were there, but they were not there. I don't know how else to explain it. And then a hard rain fell, right? Hard rains, what do? They wash everything clean, but they also destroy things when it's coming down too hard, right? The wind blowing and everything else. The next thing you know, I go outside, and I think it was the next day, and I'm not kidding you. Those doggone plants grew to their size again, and this time even bigger. And I'm like, Lord, you're so mighty. How the heck did you do that? They were not there, then they're there. I'm going to cheat and tell you why that is happening. That's one part root. Yeah, the roots were still there. Couldn't see it, right? Couldn't tell that there was a plant there. If you were someone that had come to this home and were standing outside the door, you would have never guessed that there were plants planted there. There was nothing. But right after the rain, they were in full bloom. I was like, holy Moses, look at the beauty. Beauty for ashes, beauty for ashes. So that's what I'm telling you, is one of these twins is going and experiencing something really harsh right now. And my heart goes out to you, even just as a person. But after all that rain, you're going to find yourself and you're going to be brand spanking new. Maybe not brand spanking new. Let me rephrase that. A part of you, that root, going back to your basics, remember? Going back to your foundation. That flower in full bloom, that beautiful plant, that's your magnificence after you experience all of this darkness and all of this sorrow and you find your balance again. And that's what we're getting at right here, is that it'll hurt for a little while, but then it goes away. Think of it as a shot. When you get a shot, it freaking hurts. You're sticking a needle in my arm, right? Of course it's gonna hurt. Of course it's gonna hurt. You break your leg, it hurts until it heals, right? You have a right for your healing and to your healing, and we're here to tell you God is here with you while you're healing and guiding you along your path, okay? Siri, leave me alone and stop listening. Sorry, she's nosy. So card number 5. What do we need to release? What do we need to let go of? Patterns, expectations, fears. To find the balance. To find the balance. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate. This is what anybody strives for in any tarot reading. The ultimate happiness. And it came out just for you. So can you be happy with your twin? Yeah. Extremely extraordinary. As per the card and as per what I'm getting from God, the messages that I'm getting. You can be happy. It can happen. But we've got to get past these feelings. These feelings are fear. These feelings are darkness. These feelings are a deep regret. These feelings are heaviness on my chest area, on my heart chakra. Okay? What to embrace? This is what to embrace. What you should open up to. Where are you heading? Where are you heading? And any forward movement. This feels like I'm paralyzed by fear. I'm paralyzed by fear. Victoria, what if I do a misstep? What if I make the wrong choices? Okay, I hear you. Maybe you've been living a certain way for a long time, especially those twin flames that are in another connection already. Okay, are you happy? Because that's a signal. Think about it. Yes, but feel it. Feel it. When I'm saying that to you, when I'm asking this to you, feel it. Don't just think about it. Yeah, I'm unhappy, but oh well. No, no, no. No, no, no. This reading is about going within. Whether it's one twin or the other, feel it. Feel it. Sit with yourself. Because that's what the angel of God is asking you to do. That's what God is asking you to do. Sit with yourself. Are you happy? Are you happy? Because if I have to go by these cards, I already have my answer. That's somebody who feels like it just keeps getting harder. All these arguments, all these resentments, all this that I'm carrying, it's not, we're getting older. It should get easier. It's getting harder and harder and harder. But I don't want to be in regret. I don't want to make the wrong choice. Okay, how does it feel when you feel like you're going to regret not being with your twin? How does it feel to be without your twin? Are you happy? How does it feel when you're with your twin? Are you happy? Do you have a feeling in your chest, in your heart, that feels as big as the sun? And it feels like there's rays. I can see rays radiating out of the heart chakra. I can feel joy radiating. I can see a smile across the face. So I want to say, you already know the answers. But I'm going to hurt people. People get hurt every day, unfortunately. And they heal. Divorce, separation happens every day. It's not the best, but people have gone through it. If you don't believe me, look up the statistics. Look them up. Look them up. And see that you're not the first, and you will not be the last, unfortunately, that will experience divorce, separation, and going and finding a new path. Okay? That's all I'm saying. And the people that don't want these decisions to be made so you can be with your twin flame, you have to deal with it. God can't go down and say to these people, you need to butt out. You need to stop putting your 2 cents in, especially when nobody asks you. This is the way I'm feeling. You see how I am when I'm without my twin? I'm miserable. I'm miserable. And when I'm with my twin, you know I've been near my twin, because there's nothing but rays of sunshine that show through. That show through. There's nothing but rays of sunshine that show through. You can see my attitude changes, my demeanor changes, my character changes for the better. I'm not in a bad mood all the time. I'm not sullen. I'm not depressed. I'm not withdrawn. I'm not withdrawn. I'm not withdrawn feeling like I'm alone in the world. When I'm with my twin, I feel like there's nothing I can't do. I feel like I'm on fire. Like I'm on fire. I'm happy. I'm at peace. I feel joy. And that's what a twin flame should feel like. So you have no choice, my dear, but to sit with yourself and your feelings. You have no choice but to go through the darkness to get through the light. I'm sorry. I wish I could take away all the pain of all twin flames out there, but I cannot. I cannot. You have to experience this, because every twin flame connection is unique. Some come together, to bring people closer to God. Some come together for orphanages. Some come together to show how beautiful your connection is, so that when you're out and about in the world, or people meet you or your family, etc., they can see what love really looks like, what true love really looks like, and that there is hope for all humanity. And not only that, your twin flame connection is so strong through the love chakra that you spread love through the world through your connection, because there's nothing like being in love with your other part of yourself, which is the other part of your soul. So there's nothing you can't do in the world together. But understand that, it's a battle. You can win it, but there is a battle. Look at that. Empress and the Death Rider bringing the change. You already know. You already know what to do. I'm just here, I think, to give you a pep talk, if truth be known. A lot of twin flames will be coming together during this course in time. We're going to look at wild reflection here. So we're using this deck. Can you please give us some more information on the twin flame journey and what it is that my 2 sweethearts can expect to come from one another? There's a lot of nervous tension that I'm feeling. A lot of nervous tension. Nervous tension. we expect. My gosh, I couldn't have gotten a better card if I tried. The Six of Swords. When you two choose to be together, you get the Six of Swords. You got smooth sailings. King of Pentacles, okay? That's a very established, stable person. Death. I see where this is coming. I see where it's going, guys. The Chariot. Okay. So I'm stopping there to reflect. I want to go somewhere better in my life. I want to do things differently in my life. Funny enough, this King of Pentacles, the sunflower is, I don't know. It's not the, I don't think it's called the helm. I don't remember what it's called, but you know what I'm saying. Steering. He's steering the boat. And it's funny because both things are boats. The Six of Swords is people on a boat, right? Leaving to a better place, leaving sorrow behind. And then the King of Coins in this particular deck, it's a sunflower that he's, you know, steering the boat with, steering it in a better direction, away from the rocks. We don't want to crash. Going somewhere beautiful. So, wow. I was about to say 2 forms of travel, but I can't say that. Now I'm going to say you have 4 modes of travel. The next card is the Death card. What do I see? Horses. Mustangs, most likely. They're out in the wild. They're out in the wild. Look at that, the Chariot. The Chariot comes out, another mode of travel. So you have 4 cards indicating it's time to go. Wherever it is you're going, it's time to go. You got a way out. You got a way forward. You got a way to go. You know the direction. You're good. You see this black and white though? I feel like the only thing that can trip you up, I'm talking to one of the twins, I don't know which one, I'm talking to one or the other. I feel that the only thing that can trip you up is your own indecision. And I think that that's why this card came out here in the position that it did, because as much as people have hurt you, and I'm only talking to one twin now, as much as people have hurt you in the past, you do have a heart. You try hard to hide that you have emotions, but you do. And if you didn't, you wouldn't care that if I make this decision, it's going to hurt this person. If I don't make this decision, it hurts this person. People without a heart or emotions don't feel that way, don't think that way. So I'm here to tell you, you are getting in touch with your emotions. You are growing back to your heart chakra and its foundations. Most likely, it doesn't matter which way you go. You are going to hurt someone. So why are you going to choose to be a martyr? God is not asking you to be a martyr. That's something maybe you told yourself you had to be, but no one's been asking you to be a martyr. And if they have, that's wrong. That's wrong. Okay? More on the way. So also, I was feeling with the King of Pentacles, with this Death card, feeling like, yeah, this change is going to cost me. I may be leaving some wealth behind or some coins behind. But the coins are going with you. They're just in front of you. Have you ever thought about the fact that each day has a beginning and each day has an end? So there's been days, like let's say last night for me, I knew I had to have a diagnostic done today. I was dreading it, okay? For one, they're going to give me stuff to swallow that I don't want to, taste yucky, etc., right? And it's kind of hurting my belly right now. But the anticipation, that dread that I had to do something, even though it was something for the positive, something that'll give me information, I felt dread, right? So even something that's meant for your greater good is still going to cause you some feeling of apprehension. I don't want to do it, or yeah, I know I have to do it, but I don't want to do it because it's going to hurt someone or it's going to hurt. Yeah. And I'm being an adult. I'm not trying to diminish anybody's feelings. All I'm asking is, and what else? So once it finishes hurting, you get to the sunshine, the Two of Cups. My gosh, the Two of Cups, guys. You can't get better than that. You got to go through a little bit of rain, a little bit of pain, and you get the Two of Cups. That's the ultimate happiness between two people. That's your twin flame. But you just got to go through a little bit, like maybe you don't like to stir the ore, right? Speaking of water, you don't like to stir the oars. You don't want there to be more conflict. You don't want there to be more hate. You don't want there to be more screaming. Okay, put an end to it. Put an end to it. Put your ducks in a row. Make your plans. Execute the plans. It's gonna keep hurting. It's gonna keep hurting while this process is in progress. Once that process is complete, it won't hurt like that anymore. Why? For one, you don't have to deal with the yelling and screaming anymore. There'll be nobody yelling and screaming at you. Number two, you get to feel balance in your life, peace, contentment. And three, growing. You grew through this experience. You're not as fragile as you thought. People are not as fragile as you thought that you were leaving behind. They actually were able to live through it. Let's see some more. See this? 4 Cups. I want my ultimate happiness. But it doesn't happen to me. It doesn't happen to me. Yeah, it does. You see that hand? That's a hand of God giving it to you, literally handing it to you. And your face is turned away. So God is saying, don't you want this? Isn't this what you kept asking me for? And when I brought you your twin flame, the person that matches you, the person that's similar to you, but in different ways, also contrasts you, so that both of you together will have this strength. Maybe you have strength with money. Maybe they have strength of ideas. Maybe they have strength of rearing children. And maybe this one is the yes person that tries to keep the peace in the family. Maybe this one, has more logic, and this one has more emotion. Whatever it is, they complement each other. Why? Because you're not supposed to be super duper carbon copies. You're supposed to have a lot of similarities being a twin, but at the same time, you're supposed to be able to see the other one's point of view. And you couldn't see the other person's point of view if you were totally a carbon copy of the self. So that's the beauty of the twin flame, is that whatever you're missing in your life, whatever, maybe one is great at mathematics, right? And the other one is great at literature. I've always asked, can you dissect a poem? People probably think, of course I can, and they start reading the poem. That's not the question. The question is, can you dissect it? What was the writer thinking when they wrote it? What was the author trying to convey? What were they feeling? Who were they thinking about? Who was it written for? What was the actual meaning? All of that, those are hidden values that your twin has, one for the other, that brings to the table. But you will never know if you're constantly living in fear that you're going to hurt somebody by leaving, that you're going to hurt somebody. So you'd rather stay with them hurting you, hurting your ears, hurting your emotions, hurting your sense of ego in a way, because we all have to be able to feel our sense of self-worth. And if that person is constantly telling you you're no good, you're no good for nothing, or you can't do anything right, you're not going to feel a sense of worth. You're going to feel a sense of sorrow or depression all the time, because you're not going to feel like you're happy in that situation. Okay? The devil. The devil. The devil. So the devil can do two things. The devil's coming out twice in this reading. The devil can push you and pull you towards things that you want, meaning like sex, money, drugs, bad situations, but at the same time, it's a trauma bond, is what they call it. A trauma bond, for those that didn't understand what I said the first time. So you like to fight with each other. You think that's normal. There's a lot of push and pull in those dynamics, but they love me because they're always fighting with me. Not necessarily. They don't even possibly like you if they're always fighting with you. But you've never looked at the other side of that coin or even thought about it. Or, I can't leave because I married this person legally. And they know all my secrets. They know all my dirty secrets. All my dirty laundry is there displayed for the world to see. Really? For the whole world? Because how many people do you know? I'm just asking. Is it your mother, your father, your siblings, your children, if you have children, your friends? Is that the whole world? Or is that your small world that you're worried about? Because if they know you, and if they care about you, what part of that is embellishment by your current person, your karmic? And what part of that embellishment is being dolled out for everyone? So it's a shock factor. Ooh, they're really this. Ooh, they really do that. Ooh, they've done this. Ooh, they behave like that. Oh, you don't know what it's like behind the scenes. Do they have to know what it's like? Do you have to say yay or nay? Can you just be without expressing, well, you don't know what it's like living with them, or maybe I did do some of that. Maybe I should have tried all of the other things they're talking about. But newsflash, I didn't. If you're an explainer, which Libras tend to be, you're going to explain away. Oh, I didn't do that. Or, oh, I did that. And you're either going to look really guilty or really dumb. And I know you don't want to look either or. So the best way to handle that is, do you really believe them? All right, well then you go on and believe them. You know me? Do you really know me? If you really knew me, do you think I'm really able to do things like that? All right, well then you go on and think that. Oh, you believe them? You're taking their side. It's nice to know where we stand. That's all you have to say. You don't have to go and say, yeah, in 1993, I did XYZ. I'm not very proud of it. I wore a woman's dress. Who gives a shit? Sorry to say it like that, but some people are not that interesting, and some people are not that interested. But if you're going to go and sell them a big old story about what the other one's embellishing and inflating about, possibly you are going to look very guilty. Just saying, twin flame, use your brain, okay? But I'm just telling you, if people are wanting to, it looks like a dirty pool, it looks like dirty laundry, it looks like blackmail. If people want to blackmail and you stay because they want to blackmail you, do they have photos? Do they have videos? I mean, I'm just asking, how old were you? How old were you when all this was happening? Was this something that you were going through? Were you going through a midlife crisis? I don't know. There has to be a reason you went through all of that. And everything is a learning lesson. It's a lesson to be learned through everything that we go through. So exposing some of the things is not really a bad thing anyway, because they don't have any more stones to throw. People in glass houses who live in glass houses should not throw stones. How many stones could you throw back at that person? And yes, because I'm going back to the emotions. I'm feeling regret because I gotta leave you behind. I feel so bad because I promised you forever. But gosh darn, I didn't know forever was going to be you making me feel like every day's a battle. I didn't know that you were going to make me feel like, or put me through so many consequences just to be a match to you. How much of a match are we that you take darts or daggers on any given day and throw them at me? How much can you love me? Is it love or trauma bonding? Is it love or is it force? I'm forced to be with you. You're holding my money captive. You're holding me captive. You're holding my past captive. You're holding the things I've done in the past captive. How many things have you done that you're not proud of? Probably none, because you think you're perfect. I got news flash for you. Maybe I need to start filming you when you throw your conniptions, when you start acting off color, when you start saying crazy things. Maybe I need to start sending that to the family and friends. Maybe then they'll understand why it's so darn hard to live with you, to coincide with you. I'm just saying, where there's a tit, there's a tat. I'm sorry. 7 of Wands, making plans. How do I get, in the grand scheme of things, how do I get what I need and want? I want my 10 of Pentacles. I want my 10 Pentacles. How do I do this? How do I do this? It's not that hard. Sit down and make some plans. Put them in a place where nobody's going to see. If you're one of those like I am, I literally, it's not just the pros and cons, but you should do that too. This is a good segue for the pros and cons. Twin flames, especially for those that are already in a relationship with someone else. What are the pros of staying where you are, and what are the cons? What are the pros of going towards your twin flame, and what are the cons? Are there any cons? A new person, a new life, a new beginning, a new getting to know people on the core, right at their core, a real chance, an opportunity to grow together, starting out anew. Yeah, there's a honeymoon phase for everything, right? Can we get past the honeymoon phase? What is it going to feel like? I don't know. Ask questions. Everybody's different. Not everybody that's going to watch this video is going to be a Libra or an air sign, for instance. So your life would maybe be a little different, but twin flames are all the same in that they're your perfect match. They make you feel butterflies, for goodness sake. At your age, you're feeling butterflies? Get out of here. I'm not kidding. This is not something that happens on the norm. It's very rare that you fall in love with someone and they make you feel butterflies. Okay? So I'm just saying, I'm not trying to just give all the pros, but I'm saying this person actually tries to understand you. This person does their best to listen. This person does their best to see the good in you and not just the bad. So all of those are pros I hope you're writing down. King of Swords. King of Swords. The king of logic. The logic wants the finances. The logic wants everything that's good and everything that's balanced, right? 8 of Wands. Very, very fast. The moon. What is the moon? Is the moon fire and feeling, or is the moon lies? 5 of Wands. See, the thing is, this King of Swords wants to say the truth. I do believe that, because they came out as the King of Pentacles, and that's somebody very trustworthy. But the King of Swords is more logical. They're not going to like what I have to tell them. I'm going to have to sugarcoat it. No, don't sugarcoat things for the Libra. When you tell the Libra something, yeah, they may not want to be near you, but at least you're giving them the benefit of the doubt of hearing you out. At least you're giving them the benefit of the doubt of telling them the truth. King of Swords. Otherwise, all you're doing is going from one relationship where there's lies and deceit and harm to a new relationship where there's lies and deceit that cause harm. Don't do that. Look at that. Ace of Wands. What you really want. You want the new beginning. You want this beautiful tree to grow. You want to plant something that will grow. Then tell your twin flame the truth. The truth sets us free. You know? 7 of Cups. Here we are back on our thoughts. 3 of Pentacles. Hang 10, as they say. Hang 10, right? Page of Swords. I want this, but I need to look some more. Okay, okay. They're doing the window shopping. 6 of Wands. 6 of Wands to the 10 of Wands. I want to come forward. It's so hard. Why does it have to be so hard? Because you're making it hard. Honestly, because you're making it hard. I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to interject here my own personal, right? Because I love to give examples that are real. I am on a twin flame journey myself. And my twin flame, the last time I spoke to him, stated things to me that were not very kind, but also made me feel like I was in his way. In his way for his happiness. Because from what he told me was in his heart was something so outrageous to me that I felt, well, who am I to stand in his way? I mean, if he's a part of me and I want him to be happy, let him go. Let him go with love. And let's see where that goes. Let's see where that goes. If it makes him happy, so be it. If it doesn't, well, I guess he'll soon find out. Sometimes you can't change people's minds. Okay? That's not the point. The point is for them to find whether you're good in their life or you're not. Whether you fit in their life or you don't. Whether they want to make the unfortunate sacrifices that they must make, because they can't have their cake and eat it too, to be with you, or to stay with someone else and leave you behind. But really leave you behind. The love will never fade, the feelings will never die, but there has to come a time when there's a letting go. So I let mine go, because the person that they were expressing that they were was something to me that wasn't healthy, that wasn't wise, and that wasn't respectful towards me. They were never very respectful, and it was too much of a roller coaster ride, and it just wasn't good. So that's why I said the twin flame journey isn't a journey that's easy. But once you surpass all of those hiccups, all of the hills, and then think about a hill. It's hard to go up, right? But when it's going down, it's nothing but smooth sailing, right? You can just imagine being on your skateboard or your rollerblades or whatever. And it's just awesome. But while you're going up the hill, which is the getting to know each other, the figuring it out, the trying to figure out whether I want to be with this person or that person, leave this whole life that I've built behind, because there are extenuating circumstances that have made me unhappy here. And if I can be happy, why not in this lifetime? So nonetheless, that's why we're at the 2 of coins here. That's why we're there. Why does it have to be so hard? Why does it have to be so hard? Because it is. Anything worth having is worth working for. 10 of Wands, 2 of Wands, which is the Wheel of Fortune. Do I tilt the wheel? Do I move forward on my emotions? Do I leave everything else behind? Well, I've always said this. If it's a twin flame journey and there are children either on your side or the other twin side, how are you going to leave that behind? You don't do that, right? I shouldn't say stupid thought, but that's a nonsensical thought. You do not leave children behind. They still have to be cared for. They still have to be looked after, money, etc. That's the easy part. right? Just to make sure that they know that they're loved. But on the other hand, yeah, you're leaving all else behind. 9 of Wands. How do I tilt this wheel? How do I make the wheel change? You just decide to. There's no magic potion. There's no like, there you go. You are now so courageous, like the Cowardly Lion. I'll give you your little heart to wear, and you're just courageous as a lion. It doesn't happen that way. It just doesn't. You know, it just doesn't. I'm going to say something right now, but it's going to be such a harsh and dark contrast that you're going to hopefully get it. I, especially here in New Hampshire, have witnessed, meaning I saw it, so much homelessness. At one point, I was homeless. Now, what is the difference? The difference is, well, you could say, Victoria, some of them have mental illness. Okay, let's put that to the side, because those people are a little more extraordinary, right? They have a little more going on there. The difference is the desire. Do you think I wasn't afraid that I would never have a place of my own again? Maybe for a minute. I'm a Libra. I don't stay in those dwellings for too long, okay? I have too much faculty around me, about me, to just do that. But I knew I had to execute plans, and I had to keep them. I had to mean the plans that I made and go forward and actually own them. And that's how I got myself out of that. Did I have to make a short-term sacrifice and feel things that I didn't want to feel, experience things I did not want to experience, and go through things that no person should have to go through? Of course. But the difference was I had this burning desire that I was going to see it through no matter what. And this person, my twin flame, couldn't understand it. Why do you want to live in a tin? Well, first of all, there's a story there that I'm not going to touch on camera, but think about that, letting your twin do that. Secondarily, I went into my army days, I went into my camping days, and I thought, yeah, I can live like this until I get what I want. And I did it. Meanwhile, there's other people that are probably still on the street, are living in tents, possibly even have more education than I do, but they don't feel like they can get themselves out of it for many reasons. Like I stated, some are mental health, and some are just feeling the hopelessness and dwelling in there, wallowing in it, and not allowing themselves to will themselves out of the situation. You have to trust yourself, self-love, and you have to trust the higher power to get you out of this, and he will. Those two go hand in hand. If you're missing one or the other, see that? They're at odds, but together they're unstoppable. You can do anything. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. Think about it. And that's the other thing. It's really having faith. You can say I have faith because I have religion. No, no, no. You can say I have faith because I wear a cross. No, no, no. You can say I have a connection to God that's solid because I go to a church every Sunday. No, no, no. I'm not talking about any of those things. Those are religion. I'm talking about connection. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about connection. High Priestess, what are these things? What are these things that are hidden? The truth is, you see this Knight of Swords? I want to come right now. I want to come to you right now, my twin. I want to come to you right now. Four of Swords. Needing that relief. I need that relief. I need that relief. Hangman. I want to come to you, but I don't know. I want to come to you, but I don't know, my Libra. I don't know, my twin flame. I don't know, my air sign. I don't know, viewer. The Star. That's where that's my North Star. I know that feeling. I know that energy. I know they're mine. I know they belong with me. Yeah, they do. But what are you going to do about it? Are you going to keep doing the Seven of Cups, just thinking? Are you going to just put yourself in timeout and think some more? How long have you been thinking about this? I want to ask that seriously. Have you thought about this for a day, for a week, for a month, for a year, or more? How much thinking are you going to do? Why are you so afraid of making decisions? Do you think that you're a bad decision maker? Do you think you're not mature enough to make decisions? Are you perhaps not as mature for your age developmentally to where you don't make good sound decisions? So you prefer to stick to the devil you know? I don't know, I'm just asking. Queen of Swords. Queen of Swords. The Hangman here, coming towards the Queen of Swords. Well, why not? Why not? The Hierophant. Because the Queen of Swords, which is representing the twin that is balanced at this time, the twin that knows what they want, their desires, what they need in their life and for their life. Of course they want marriage. Of course they want commitment. Of course they want a higher form of commitment other than coming in and out of their life. The runaway bride situation where you get to the altar and I got a jet. Like I said, people in races, they know why they're running, right? I'm in a race and doggone it, I'm going to beat you. I'm going to get there to the finish line before you can smoke me. I'm going to smoke you. We know why they run. But why is this twin running? Why do they run from commitment? Why do they run from the twin that's balanced, that wants a commitment life with you? Why? Why do you run? Stop and think about that. If you get nothing from this video other than that, sit down with yourself and contemplate. What makes me run? What makes me tick that way? What happened to me? Or how did it get that way in my life? How did I get that way? What did I do? What happened that I'm a runner? Why? And why do I run from a person that loves me? That really loves me, that really tries to have patience with me, that really tries to understand me, that does their utter best to not judge me. Why do I run from that person? Think on that. 8 of Cups. There was a walking away. There was a walking away. And there's also not only been a walking away from you, my twin, but there's also a walking away that I know you want me to do. Knight of Wands. The only thing I want to get away with is I want to come and, I want to get some of that fancy. I want to get some of that fancy with you. 6 of Pentacles. Why do you have to come with the peach or the wand? Can't you ever just be around your twin flame without getting fancy? My twin flame told me when I tried talking to him face to face, I can't keep my hands off of you. That's also a pull that's very real, guys. So don't diminish that. There is an extreme amount of pulling one from the other. It's so natural, but it's also so powerful that he doesn't know. I've never told him that I feel the very same way. It's hard for me to keep my hands off of him. It's hard for me not to want to touch him or to hug him or to kiss him or to hold him or just express myself in an emotional way towards him. I don't tell him those things because I guess not to frighten him as to how much I actually feel towards him, but at the same time, the pulling is there and it's insatiable and it's crazy. It's like you're both on fire, but that's the way it is between the twins, period. It's not something that's just with me and my twin. That's something that's normal for all twins. It's the most beautiful and intense relationship that you will ever ever have. You will never find another person that you have a connection to like that. And I'm not just talking about in the bed, in that arena. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about feeding each other intellectually and emotionally, and even being healthy together. And it's so funny because my twin, he doesn't realize, because I don't exercise a lot. I never had to when I was younger. I just had, you know, an athletic physique. I was a size 6 until the age of 30, because after that I had a surgery, which my genes changed, and now I look like my mom's body. But I was very slender. I was a size 6 after all 3 kids. So what he doesn't know about me is that I really love exercise. I really love being I'm a very physical person, and I was very athletic as a youth. I was always into something. I was always doing something, climbing trees, you know, etc. I love taking walks and things like that. But there's a lot of similarities. I'm very much an intellectual, meaning that I crave people that are intelligent. I crave speaking to people that are more intelligent than I, because I feel like they can learn, you know, you can learn things, they can teach you things. But if somebody's at my own level or lower, it's not very much of a challenge. So I like to be challenged, you know. And it's funny because I am attracted to men that are intellectual, that are smart, and that can articulate. So lots of things that I feel like that we have a lot of similarities. And the other funny thing is, and God just really knew what he was doing with us, we're both dragons in the Chinese zodiac. We're both Libras in the in the Western astrology. It's incredible. It's incredible. But nonetheless, I'm just saying all those things because there's similarities that you're going to have to your twin. But then there's other things to where maybe you're more of a go-getter and they're not. Maybe you're more of a risk taker, because you can see that the risk is worth the effort because the outcome is phenomenal. And staying put, that's an option. But staying put, there's no gain. There's no gain. Okay? Nothing changes, but there's no gain. There's just a lot of things you're going to see about your twin that are like phenomenal, that you see yourself in them, or at the very least, you really, your heart goes out to them, to where you try your best to comprehend their point of view, or how they express themselves, right? How they see the world. 4 of Pentacles. But the Queen here, the Queen of Swords, wants security within the relationship. And she finds that if you had, she's talking to the other twin, if you just had enough courage to see all of this through, then you'd see that this storyline right here reminds me a lot of the story, The Beauty and the Beast. If you've never watched The Beauty and the Beast, you should. And it's not just the cartoon. Watch the actual movie. I might post a link, because I believe the one I saw was on YouTube and it was free, and it was a very beautiful rendition of it. And it's a lot about sacrifice, but it's a lot about pain, and it's a lot about healing, and it's a lot about having the courage to step out of that comfort zone of what all these walls that I've built for myself. Because if I build all the walls and put on armor all around my heart, nobody can get in, but nobody can hurt me either. And there has to come a time when people are so loving towards you that you have no choice but to let those walls melt away. And I've always said, love is really strange, guys. You don't choose to fall in love. Your heart and every, I guess you could say, hormone in your body does along with you. All your cells, along with your emotions, fall in love with the person, besides the fact that you're fighting it. You know, beside the fact that you're hiding your feelings, or you don't want to display them, or you don't want to feel those feelings. And guess what? Love snuck on in and it got you anyway. That's the way love works. There's no logic to it. It's all in the emotions. And when you're trying your best to hide them, you're not only suppressing and hurting yourself, but you're hurting your twin too. You're hurting the other person that doesn't really quite understand why is it that with so much love that we feel for one another, why do they deny the love? Why do they go against the love? Why do they run? It hurts. It doesn't feel good. Why do they do that? You know, why? So a lot of times you leave your twin bewildered. Think about that. You leave them bewildered as well, because they're not all like myself. They're not all sitting here with maybe years and years and years of the metaphysics, of connection with source through spirituality. They're not all schooled in, okay, this is the logical reason behind that. They're not all schooled in that. I come, I think, with unique tools. So I tried my best to understand my twin and to give them sincere understanding and a lot of forgiveness, a lot of room and a lot of rope to hang themselves or to get better at this connection. So you've got to understand that when you're hurting your twin because you don't leave the other person, or you don't leave another life, or you don't claim them in this lifetime, it hurts them because you're hurting their ego now. Talk about egos. Now you're hurting their ego. But that's the smaller part of it. Okay? You're hurting their heart. Because here's a person. Let me put it to you this way, and then we'll continue. I watched what is the Twilight movie? It was Twilight. And it's the Twilight movie where Bella gets attacked by a foreign vampire. I say foreign because it's not part of the family. And that vampire bites her, and she ends up having to have the venom sucked out by Edward, right? And he didn't want to do it because he thought he wasn't going to be able to stop, and he thought he would kill her. And fast forward, she's in the hospital, right? And they told the mom that she tripped, she fell, flew through a glass door window, and that's why she was in the hospital with a broken leg. Suffice to say, fast forward, she says, "Thank you. If it were not for you, I would not have survived." And he said, "Thank you. If it were not for me, you'd be safe. You need to stay away from me. You need to move to XYZ and just forget about me. Don't even give me a second thought. You need to get away from me, as I've brought nothing but bad into your life." And she said, "What? Don't ever say that. You're not going away. You're not leaving me. You can't leave me. You don't ever say that again." And he finally understood that there's this connection that's unbreakable. There's just this bond that it doesn't matter how much you go through together. You don't want to be away from that person, no matter what. And that's the way the twin flame connection feels. It's like, I have to go through this, that, and the other. It's not going to feel good. I have to go through this to get away from that, to come to you and to fulfill our task, to fulfill our lifetime together, to fulfill the twin flame journey. It's not going to feel good what I have to do to this person, or what I have to do to get out of that situation in order to come to you. But I have to do that. That's what I have to do. And again, guys, I don't want to burst bubbles, but some are not going to be strong enough in their conviction to come to you to live it through. Pardon me, I do get emotional when we talk about twin flames, because I'm having one myself, and it's not a happy all the time, since obviously I'm not with mine. So it does bother me here and there, as I'm sure it does you. But one twin that is not stable, or that's not fully aware or awakened to the journey for the twin flame, has to be strong enough to override the prior programming and come to fulfill this. They have to feel it in their core. They have to feel it in every fiber of their being in order to want to be with you. Because if not, it's not going to happen in this lifetime. Temperance. Be patient. Be patient. And I know. My heart goes out to you. Victoria, more patience? More? Pardon me. The barium is coming up. I'm not asking you for patience, my dear. The higher power is asking you for patience. 6 of Cups. Because the past will come back. They will come back. They will come back. They don't realize that you too cry. They don't realize that you go through the 9 of Swords yourself when you give yourself license to think about them and to think about what could have been. They don't realize that this hurts you as much as it hurts them. It's just hurting you too in a different way. It hurts them because they're understanding they're not happy where they are, but they've filled their minds with a commitment that made sense. And you are someone that, why do I love you so much? Why do I feel this way towards you? Why when I come to you, I feel so different? Why do I feel so happy and joyful when I'm with you? I don't know you that long. I haven't known you that long. Why do I feel that way with you? And I don't feel that way with someone else that I've known for what seems like forever. And the reason is because a lot of you have had different lifetimes together. For mine, that I can remember, I cannot speak for them, but for what I can remember, I know that I've known this person before, at least with this time, 4 or 5 times, lifetimes. Their person, their demeanor hasn't changed very much. And I want to say, unfortunately, because I think this is going to be our last one that we come together like this, because if they don't come together with me, I can ask God to stop this, because it's not worth it. It's not worth the pain, the sorrow that one goes through. But I can tell you that his character doesn't change. I remember him because of his character. I remember him because there's a lot of things that he does right now or says or behaves like that he behaved like in those times as well. And they were not all happy times. So can you imagine, because I'm going to put this on your plate now, twins, knowing full well this person is not perfect, and you still choose to find them lifetime after lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. You still pledge yourself to that person. You still pledge your heart to that person, no matter what. If that's not love, I don't know what is. Because that means, for me at least, I already know this person's flaws. I know their flaws. They may not understand or even realize that I know their flaws. I know what they're capable of. I know what they're not capable of. I know that they can change. They may not know that they can change for the positive. I know that they have a heart for Christ, even though they lost their way, even though they don't remember their foundation. That is their foundation. If they only would go back to it, they'd be right as rain. And I know that on mine, there's generational bloodlines there. There are generational woundings. There are generational curses that are forcing mine to act out in ways that are not beneficial to his health and safety or well-being. But he doesn't fully understand that or acknowledge that, because just now he's probably, with all of the other twins that are trying to come together, I think God is more able to talk to him in a sensible way and try to steer him in the right direction. But yours may have other issues, maybe trust issues, maybe have had bad relationships in the past to where they don't feel they can trust you because you're too good to be true. What if you change? I've always told people, if you don't like me today, you're not going to like me tomorrow, because I don't change much. Take me as I am. You like me or you hate me. But I don't change very much. I've changed in where maturity has come in, wisdom has come in. I'm a lot slower to anger, because Libras have, 60-second, like the cars, you go from 0 to 60 and a flash. Remember, anything that comes elementally into our life or in contact with us, we make it bigger because we're air. So that's all I'm saying. But there's a lot of things that, maybe your twin is going through that may not be worked out in this lifetime unless they're strong enough. There's a strong enough pull, and there's a strong enough understanding. This is not stranger danger. This is an inner knowing. I know you. I don't know how I know you, and that's not important, but I have a connection to you and that I cannot explain. I don't understand it, but I want to invest in this, because with you, I'm happy. Without you, I'm miserable. With you, I feel balanced. For some reason, I feel safe. I feel secure. I let my guard down. I don't know how, but I feel really good in your presence. Without you, my life is chaotic. That's as simple as I can put it, guys. We have the Five of Pentacles. Yep. Because sometimes you feel the loss. There's another Tower. You feel the loss because you feel like, some of you feel like you've lost things in a physical sense, maybe monetarily, monetary value, something of value like that, or properties or anything like that. But you also feel a sense of loss because you feel like you've traveled so far, both in mind, spirit, and possibly some of you physically, and you feel like it didn't happen. Things just didn't happen. Like there was no trust, or there was no continuity. So you're waiting for a Tower. You're waiting for a Tower. The Tower is the Eight of Pentacles, okay? For you, you're just wanting to rebuild. For some twins, the ones that are going towards the more balanced life right now, you're waiting to rebuild. Whatever that means to you, whether it's a house, home, hearth, whether it's your life, whether it's your career, whether it's your love life, that you feel like now you can go back into the dating scene. And I am talking to the twins that have given it up and said, I can't go any further. They're not growing with me. They're not listening, or they're not showing me emotion. They want me to be their friend with benefits. That's not what I want. That's not what I ever wanted. I don't know where they got the idea that's what I wanted. That's all they showed. So you're on the rebuild. Here's the King of Wands for the Four of Wands. There's a lot of fire here. There's the Three of Cups. Again, I feel like the twin that's on the balance, like on the mend, on the healing, I feel like you're more learning to love yourself again. And yeah, it does still get you down once in a while. You do still, allow yourself to cry, and that's good. Because, it cleanses the soul. It does. It cleanses the soul. Purging is good. Like right now through this whole reading, oh my gosh, guys, my heart chakra just feels like it's being crushed. It feels so heavy. It just hurts. Seven of Swords. I don't know why they're spying on you. I don't know why. Ace of Swords. Is this a new beginning or the truth? Trying to decide, do I tell them the truth? Yes, cross watcher. Yes, other twin flame portion. Yes, tell them the truth. They deserve the truth, nothing else. Look at that, the Fool. They feel like if they can tell you the truth, there can be a new beginning. And I say, yeah, they're right. Look at this. I just think this is so lovely. And with all the lays that I've been buying lately, guys, I felt so fanciful with all the beautiful colors of spring. But look, she's got a little garland on her hair. And yeah, if you can only make this choice, cross watcher, twin flame, to come towards your your other half and just explain yourself and tell them the truth. You know, a lot of times we feel embarrassed to talk to people that we feel like there's a connection, but yet we don't feel like we know them well enough to let those guards down yet, to where we can be real. Why not start now? Why not build that bridge now? 5 of Cups. No, they're not going to understand me. How do you know unless you try? The Emperor finally comes out. The Emperor finally comes out again. The Emperor and the Hermit. So grow a little then. If that's what you're saying, I need to stay away from my twin until I grow more wisdom. The Hermit. Until I am myself, my true self, the Emperor. I can stand in my power. I can stand in my purpose. The Emperor. Okay then, do so. But don't waste time. See that? 7 of Coins. You should be sowing the seeds. Nobody is asking for perfection in a day, but coming with purpose, standing in your power, speaking your truth, speaking from wisdom, from your heart, and not just your head. But yeah, use a little bit of common sense too, because that always helps. Judgment. 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 Judgment for the Queen of Cups. So Libra, cross watcher, twin flame. They're saying, you want to come to the Queen? Look at that. Look at that. She doesn't even have a care in the world. Look at that. She doesn't. She has one shoe on and one shoe off. I think she broke the other shoe, or she just lost it somewhere. She doesn't care. She's graceful with or without the shoe. She's just happy, being happy. She's just lifing to do life. She's just living to live. And when I say she, I mean the other twin that's got more balance. Page of Wands. Page of Wands. Page of Pentacles. You have a dreamer, that's for sure. Balanced twin. You have a dreamer on your hands. They are more emotional than they let you know. They show less emotion to you than they really are like, if truth be known. They're dreamers just like you. Ace of Pentacles. They do want this new beginning. They do long for it. What is keeping them away? I don't know. But judgment is in your favor, and guess what's in theirs? Justice. I couldn't make this up if I tried, guys. I couldn't make this up if I tried. You get judgment in your favor in this relationship. They get justice in their favor in this relationship. What is God, what is the universe trying to say? This is a match. This is a true match. This is your true heart. 9 of Cups. 9 of Cups. Wow. You both can have the 9 of Cups together. The Magician. It can happen. The World. You know, I'm going to tell you a secret. I probably shouldn't say this, but I'm going to. When things are flowing really well between me and my twin, things tend to flourish for me a lot. I mean, to the point to where one season of our lives together, where I felt we were both very, very happy together, all over tarot, all I heard was all of these readings about love and how it was so mutual and how it was so, it just enraptured both of us. It just took us and brought us together, and it was like the love was spilling out into the universe. And write me in the messages here in the comments and tell me if it's not like that for you. It's like 2 stars. When I say stars, I'm not talking about actors. It's like 2 stars came together, and through their brightness of light, it like the 2 stars collided, and their stardust just fell over everyone else in the universe, and everybody seemed happy. I mean, I'm an avid tarot watcher because I learned tarot for a different reason, guys. I learned tarot because one of my sisters used to take me with her when she would get readings, and the lady was almost blind, and I had to tell her what the heck the cards were saying. So that was kind of inadvertently, and that one was with the Gitana, Baraja Gitana, that I first knew what tarot. I didn't even know that was called tarot. That was eons ago. I think I was in my 20s. But when I was married, the father of my children wanted me to draw it out because I had given my gift back, guys. I was so afraid because I saw so many visions. Waking visions, sleeping visions, and I would go in a trance. And I would see so many things and so many entities. It scared the crap out of me. So I kind of gave my gift back to God. And I promised him when I was around 30 that if he gave me back my second sight, that I would dedicate myself to helping people, which is what I'm trying to do on my channel. And what I've done through my stores when I've had spiritual, metaphysical stores, because I dealt more in Reiki and cleansings and reading. And when I do readings, it's more to help people figure out a way to get what they want out of life, or to regain their balance through life, to move forward and be able to live a better life. It's not so I can say, go fight with this person and go and do this person that. It's not that kind of a gift. I don't use it for that. But nonetheless, so that's why I do tarot. It's because something like switched to where when I see things, I don't just see cards. It allows me to have my visions. It allows me to have the intuitive nudges again. It allows me to see scenes like in a movie is the way I see things. Glimpses is what I call them. But this is a beautiful reading, guys. And I'm sorry I kind of went away from the reading, but I wanted to express how I see things, what happens when I see things. The World. Knight of Pentacles. Look at that. Heartache. Three of Swords. The departing from the other person is not only going to be a challenge for the other twin, it's not only going to be because they have to stick into their convictions, and they have to stick through the whole wild ride. And the ride will be wild because they'll have to be battling against other people's feelings of what their life should look like, and they'll have to be battling their own internal feelings because they're not a bad person. As much as maybe you've seen an ugly side of them, and I'm sure it could be darker, they have a lot of guilt. They have a lot of guilt and remorse. Maybe they were not the perfect mate, or maybe they, did or said things at times that were not the best. But that's not what they feel as guilty about. They feel guilty about having to remove a person from their life, even though that person is hurting them and harming them on an emotional and physical way. They feel a sense of duty, is what I'm saying and hearing, towards that person. It's almost like they feel like they have to stick around to feel this all the time. And I want to say, no, you don't. There's nothing written that I've ever read or I've ever heard that says you have to put up with this, that, or the other to prove you're a good mate or to prove you belong with someone. the other person never has the right to treat you like a punching bag on an emotional, verbal, or physical. Okay, never. Been there, done that. Never. Knight of Cups. Knight of Cups. They want you to know that they're finding it hard to leave that situation because they don't want to feel the guilt. But that's something they have to deal with. And they feel a sense of guilt for not coming towards you and not being able to be fully with you. They want their 10 of Cups. They don't understand why it has to be so hard. Like I said, they don't understand why it has to be so hard. 8 of Swords, feeling tested. All I can say is this on a human aspect. The mission that you signed before God on paper, a contract, to come back, to come to earth, or should I say, to come to earth, to come back together, it was easier said than done. It wasn't something that, I'm just going to tell you my side. So I remember standing before God and saying, yes, this is what I want. Yes, I will go through X, Y, Z in my life, in my lifetime here on earth. But I just want one thing. What is that? I want my husband. I want my husband down there with me. Okay, well, they're going to come, but they're not going to come at the same time. And are you sure this is all you want? Yes. Yes, God, that's what I want. I want my twin. I want my husband, that's my husband right now. I want him down there. I want to know that through all that I've gone through in life, it's going to be worth it, because in the end, I will be with my twin flame. I will be with the person who loves me and knows me the best, and I will feel sheltered. I will feel like I have all that I need, because who's better than your other half to be able to help you through everything, or to be able to, I mean, that's just the icing on the cake. Okay, so I went through this. That was a life experience. Most of my life has been a learning experience, guys, and that's why I can come on and I can tell you, oh, I resonate with this. I understand that. I don't just sympathize, I empathize with you, because I've been there, done that. There's been a lot of disasters that I've lived through. And when I say disasters, I'm talking about things I should have never even gone through. But I signed on the dotted line. I will suffer X, Y, Z. I will come and learn how to be this, that, and the other, how to grow compassion, how to grow attention, how to grow empathy, how to grow peace, how to grow patience, how to grow beyond pain and heal, how to love again, even when you feel like your heart has been smashed in pieces. I've been there, done that. I mean, there's very little that you can throw at me on here that I won't say I've been that. I've done that. And I've come out the other side. It's okay. So all I asked for was the one person who I knew that could make everything right again. And for me, that was my twin. So I'm just saying, y'all might have done something like that too before coming on your mission here. But I do know, as a twin, I do know there's something more that we need to do together other than just earn money and make each other happy. There's something else that we need to do for humanity together. I don't know what that is yet, because we're not together. So that too will come to you once you come together with your twin. You will know what you're supposed to be doing. Sometimes it's just holding the light. And when you know what I'm talking about, that's wonderful. For those that don't know what I'm talking about, holding the light of God that we came down with and spreading it through the world. Sometimes it's just through our own interaction with our twin flame, because we're like two moths to a flame. We can't stay separated for too long. It doesn't feel good. You feel anxious. Or let me tell you something, and it's so uncanny. I know when my twin is going through things. I can't explain it, but I know when they're going through something. And as much as I want to be angry and I want to be feeling, down on myself because they're not with me, they haven't chosen to do that, I can't help but to feel compassion towards my twin. I can't help but to feel love towards my twin, because that's like hating myself. I can't hate myself. Can you hate your twin? I don't think so. I just don't think so. Sun is here. With this 10 of Cups, the sun is here. The lessons are worth the pain, is what I'm hearing. The lessons are worth the pain. Because if after all that pain, you get all that happiness, bring it on. Bring it on. Bring it on. That's the way I feel. Bring it on. The Empress. The Empress, breathing life, bringing new life and breathing new life into a situation. We're almost to the end. 2 swords. Even the Empress, which is the balanced twin, even the Empress sometimes allows themselves to feel sorrow, allows themselves to feel sadness and be at odds with themselves. Maybe I shouldn't want to be with my twin. They don't want me. Well, maybe I shouldn't think about my twin. They don't think about me. Well, maybe I shouldn't love my twin. They don't show they love me. True, true, and true. But can you really stop loving your twin? Let me know in the comments, because I haven't found a way yet. Queen of Pentacles. Okay, Queen of Pentacles. So the balanced twin works on the material physical plane, trying to build things that are tangible. 3 of Wands, trying not to think too much about what could be if you can't control it, right? 5 of Swords. 5 of Swords. Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes the bitterness does creep in with the 5 of Swords. It goes from the 5 of Swords when you allow yourself to, even if you're balanced right now, sometimes you're not so balanced. 10 of Swords. Because it hurts, the wounding hurts, the pain hurts, the suffering hurts, the feeling that they're out there in the world. And I know they're out there. And they're not with me. They're not a part of me. They are, but they're not. They're here. They're a part of me, but they're not. They're in the world, but they're not part of my life. So I want to say most definite, that's a no. Can you stop loving your twin? No. Can you stop always thinking of your twin? Yeah, you can. It takes a lot of effort, but you can. Can you stop thinking about your twin in general? No. No. Can you stop breathing and still live? No. No. Page of Cups. Some of you guys have a little bit too much wine when you start thinking about this. That's all I'm going to say. You have a little bit too much because it's dulling the senses. It kills the pain. Do you see a theme here though, guys? And this makes me want to cry, and I'm trying really hard because I am an empath and it hurts to do this reading. It physically hurts me and emotionally hurts me because you both are experiencing the same thing, but in different ways. They're experiencing pain and suffering because they feel like they have to stay in another relationship in order not to feel guilt, in order to keep peace, in order to make others happy even though they're miserable. And you're feeling the pain of suffering because you feel like, why? Why did they have to find somebody else before they found me? Why did they have to say yes to someone and make a contract with them that is earthly, when they made a contract with me that is spiritual, that is God sent, why did they have to do this? Why? Why did it have to turn out this way? I don't have those answers, my dear. The only answers I have that I can clarify with that is that we all have free will. We all have free will. And I know right now you're probably saying, I would like those daggers to stick into you, Victoria. And I cannot tell you that I blame you. If you were my reader and you were saying those things to me, I'd probably want to stick a couple of daggers in you too. And other things. I don't have the power to change those things for you. I don't have the power to change it for me. Your twin has to want what you want. Your twin has to be on the same page as you. Your twin has to start either remembering, and that was a distraction right there. If they have too many distractions in their life, other women, other relationships, children, another person they're married to, girlfriends or excessive lovers, or friends that put stupid things in their minds like, yeah, keep them on the side. You can go play the field. This one doesn't, you don't even like this one anyway. You didn't do what you want. Keep going. That's not cleansing your soul. That's not good for your spirit. I'm just telling you. But nonetheless, you're fighting those battles, guys. You're not just fighting them. You're fighting people who want to keep them asleep. People that benefit from them being asleep because maybe they're getting money out of them. Maybe they help them a lot. Maybe they pay their way through life. Maybe they do a lot of things for them. So, of course, I'm going to want this person to be low energy, low vibrational energy, being in their base chakra, and keep them in fear. You leave, ooh, you're losing everything. If I go, your family goes, your siblings go, your children go, your house goes, your car goes, your whatever, your job goes. I'm going to blast. Well, guess what? Let them blast. We live in a world, and I'm sorry, this is a twin flame reading. This is not a reading of why am I in a body I don't like or don't recognize. We live in a world where a man can say they're a woman and a woman can say they're a man, and biologically that's not correct. I'm just speaking anatomically. It's not correct. I'm talking about science. But we can't live in a world in the 21st century where divorce is normal, where, and I'm not saying normal as in let's get divorced every 5 minutes. I'm talking about there's no way that your family tree can understand this, or your friends. Why would you care about what your friends say? They're just friends. I'm sorry. It's not like you're offending God. You're offending your friend by leaving a spouse behind or a girlfriend behind. Wow. That's really messed up, is all I can say. Your parents married each other. They chose what they wanted to do in life. They chose to stay together through thick or thin, big, bad, and ugly, and screwed your life over as a child. But you want to take direction from that. That's what's showing your children or your offspring, or maybe even nephews and nieces around you, what real love is constantly fighting, going out on your marriage, but staying together. All I'm saying is those people are keeping this person asleep. Those people are not showing the light of God, because the light of God would not direct them to stay in a miserable marriage but go off and do what you want over here. That's not the light of God. That's their light. That's their intellect. That's their common sense, and it doesn't really ring commonsensically as far as fulfilling your spiritual path. Like I said, some people have religion and some people are spiritual. Some people walk a path and not just talk the talk. They walk the walk. So all I'm saying is don't be too surprised if these people are preaching, let's say, religion to your twin, yet break this, that, and the other vow that God has in the Bible as per these people, because that's their religion. But stay in your marriage. Stay because of the kids. Stay because of the money. Stay because of what you've built together. I was married for 10 years. And I had more by myself and in other relationships than I ever had with the father of my children. I'm just saying, I have left relationships where I've walked away from businesses and the judge asking me, are you sure you want to do this? You don't want to think about it? No, I don't want to think about it. I want my freedom. I don't want to be with this person. I don't want to live with this person. I don't want anything to do with them, period. If I keep control of the business, I'm going to have to talk to them. I'm going to have to interact with them. I'm going to have a lot of interaction. And frankly, it's not worth it. I've walked away from millions of dollars, guys. So you can't tell me I don't know what it's like to walk away with nothing. Because I walked away one time with a check that I had in my hand from the IRS that was what, like $500, I think. I didn't even have a vehicle. I left with the clothes on my back, and that was it. I have my peace. Some people won't sacrifice their peace for this is material, but I have to put up with this crazy person. I'll put up with a crazy person. I'll keep my money. I have true love over here. I have money over here. I'll stay with the money. You're fighting against that. Why do you think I just walked away from him? I decided you don't have your priorities straight, or at least where I'm concerned. So that's what you're battling against, guys. It's not just that pull. That pull is tremendous. One thing I can tell you with certainty, they will never be able to forget you. They will never be able to forget you. But will they come to you this lifetime? Or will they have a knowing in the next? That's on you. Because you can always renege too. They reneged first. You have the right to ask God for another mate. You have a right to ask God to just take this person and never let them come near you again. Because it hurts that much. And it's that destructive. I'm just letting you know the pros and the cons. Okay? Ace of Cups, guys. This person and you're their pearl. They're your pearl. They're your heart's desire. You're theirs. They may not fully understand why, but you're their heart's desire. Queen of Wands. Queen of Fire. Two of Wands. King of Cups. You want to know something that's very strange? When you're the Queen of Wands energy, they're the King of Cups energy. What does that mean? It means that sometimes you're less compassionate and they are compassionate that day. When they're in the King of Wands, you're in the Queen of Wands, they're more fiery and passionate, and you're more in your compassionate, loving, affectionate stage. It's amazing how you guys tend to switch out, and I think that's why you complement each other, because of the fact that when you're the same, it's all hot. Like if you're the King of Wands and she's the Queen of Wands, you're all hot and bothered, and it's all about the sex. And at that moment, it's more carnal than anything. It's more like, I gotta have them. I gotta have them. It's not that the love goes out the window. It's more like you're just thinking about devouring each other. It's like that the King of Leons is playing in my head. That, oh yeah, your sex is on fire. Yeah, that feeling. So it's weird because you guys vacillate. It's like a dance. You vacillate, you know, from feeling to carnal desires to back to being just in love. And it's so weird because you see me smiling, because those are my thoughts when I think about my twin. It's like happy memories, right? Happy things that I remember. But it's something you gotta experience. And if you don't have your twin on this earth, well, all I can say with respect is, I'm sorry for you. I'm sorry for you. Because you might say, but hey, don't feel sorry for me, because I have a good person in my life that I'm married to. And then, you know what I have to say to that? You're blessed. You're blessed. But you may be with someone who you love, and they love you, and they respect you, and stay with you, and you do good together. But it's not the same. It's just not. I don't know how to express it other than, oh God, anybody that's ever gone through depression, if you've ever taken antidepressants, it's like the colors become more crisp. It's like the leaves become greener. The grass just has a different tone to it. The hue is more blue. It's just like everything is much more intense. Everything is much more intense. It's I don't know. One thing my twin told me one time is, it's electric with you. It's electric. And that's all I can say. It's electric. It's not normal everyday expressions or feelings. It's like times infinity. It's just really, really strong, guys. I'm sorry that you know, we don't all get our twins. You know, we don't all get twins. We don't all get to live with our twins. We don't all get to experience our twins. But when you do, oh my God. What is the, oh, I was going to ask, what is the outcome for this relationship? And the Six of Cups fell out. So I'm going to leave it right there. What is the final outcome for these twins that I've talked to and about today? What is the final outcome, please? Thank you. Final outcome for the twins. I have my mom's hands. They're small, so my decks, some of them just, I can't shuffle them the way I'd love to. I see the other tarot readers, the way they shuffle, and I'm like, oh, I wish I could do that, but I can't. Okay. What is the outcome, please? And thank you. One more. All right. Well, let's take a look. See what God wants to tell us about our final outcome. More readings will come this week and into next, because we do have to dissect the cards, by the way, that we did pull from this Sunday's reading. The Queen of Swords we're looking into. And we're looking into the Angel of Clarity, and we're looking at the Ace of Grains. So please do stay tuned. If you haven't at this point, please do hit the thumbs up. Please do decide to become part of my YouTube family. I love you guys. I love watching your names float across the screen. Givers, takers. I love Willie coming in. I don't care if it's late. I really appreciate you, Shell, coming. And for those that don't know, Shell is our moderator. So if you ever see her, please say hi to her. And others that I don't know your name yet, but I sure will try to mention your name when I see it come through. You know, the Six of Cups that flew out at us. Tenderness, sweet things in life, shared moments, innocence, and soulmate. And we have the Six of Coins here, showing generosity, an equal give and take. That's a start, guys. That's a start. Waning moon, gaining wisdom. Holy mackerel. Gaining wisdom. Timing, 3 to 4 weeks. 3 to 4 weeks from now. Reevaluate your plans. New perspectives. Have patience. That's what the angel asked us to do. There will be a decrease. I'm sorry. There will be a decrease. Let's clarify the decrease, and let's see how long that will last, okay? For those wondering, I think it is financial. Three of Swords, overcoming sorrow. Has to be a release. There has to be optimism, and there will be recovery. So again, we're going to look at the waning moon with the decrease. Seven of Swords, but it is in reversal. Getting caught, confessions, remorse, unworkable strategy. Come clean. Pricked conscience. Just come clean. People can only hold things over you. And look, forgive yourself. Yesterday was yesterday. F it. You can't change it. You can't undo it. We don't own remote controls that we can change the life decisions, the poor ones, the not so good ones, the not so intelligent ones, the not well through ones. We can't change them, guys. We can't. And yes, do we hurt one another in the scheme of things? Yeah, we do. We do. But you can't undo it. You can just try to fly right after that. I think that's what God means when becoming a new person, born again, is changing what you can. Remember what we've been doing with our prayer, which I didn't do this Sunday, by the way. I forgot to do it, guys. God help me change the things I can. Have the courage, right, to change things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. There's some things you can't change. You can't change the past, but you can start from here. Today's a new day. Today's a new day. This reading probably will not be posted till tomorrow, which will be for Wednesday. And that's because, well, it takes a while. This has been almost 3 hours, but I hope you will learn something from this video, and I hope that you will also hype it. It takes just a swipe to the left. You know, after the thumbs up, swipe to the left, and then you can see the hype button. I don't know why they put them in a row, but you literally have to find it in order to hype it. So please do hype this video for me, so more twin flame couples that are experiencing this can go and watch this video and get some answers. The devil's coming out again, guys. The devil's coming out again. Unhealthy patterns. Came in reverse. Unhealthy patterns. Physical or emotional abuse. Negative. You have a karmic connection. I'm not making it up. Read it. Karmic connections. Toxic. Energetic impacts. That's not what it says. I'm going to reread that. Physical or emotional abuse, negative, karmic connections, toxic, energetic implants. I'm going to touch on that one. Energetic implants and codependency. Remember what I said? Trauma bonding, codependency. I hate you, I hate you. Slam, slam. We come back together. I hate you, slam, slam, we come back together. I hate you, well, I hate you more. Slam, slam, we come back together. Yeah, trauma bonding, negative impacts here that create codependency. You're like both, I'm talking to the twin that's imbalanced. You're in a relationship that fighting feels normal. If there's no fighting, what the hell? What, you don't love me anymore? Yeah, don't do that. That's not what everybody else does in the world. Now, let's talk about the energetic implants. Implants, you know, like women that get fake boobs, you know, implant. Sorry, girls, just saying. Energetic implants. Some people have demonic entities that are attached to them. And that's why your relationship won't move forward this lifetime. What I was saying before. It's funny because as soon as I said that, I have a fan on and the things around me are moving. I'm not going to say they're not moving, guys. Okay, I don't like to exaggerate. But when I said demonic entities, the paper that's in front of me did this. When it was just doing this once in a while. I would call that a confirmation. So again, energetic implants, demonic entities, dark spirits, they're all over the Bible, aren't they? So I'm not making this up. They're all over the Bible if we want to go research them. You know, drunken spirits, whatever, spirits of the flesh. So you might be fighting against something like that too. You might be fighting against somebody who is so filled with toxicity that is because they invite people that offer them certain things in life, you know, sex, drugs, whatever. And those people have entities, or because of them sleeping around so much, they pick up those dirty vibes, those vibrational energies, those demonic spirits, and you're fighting a battle not only against the person that's conflicted because they're already in another relationship, or possibly they're in several I want to say connections, situationships, and not relationships, that you're not only battling their spirit or their insecurities, but you're now battling a negative energy that has connected itself to them like a parasite. And how do you get rid of that? Are you an exorcist? Will they let you perform an exorcist on them? Some people don't even believe in that, and they don't even realize this is what's happening to them. But then they also don't believe in trying to find a clearing for them to where this can be removed. Because I'm going to tell you, in my experience as a practitioner, when I was practicing magic and I was practicing cleansings on people, my Reiki and other types of cleansings that I would do with the Metatronic energy, etc. Let me tell you something. Most of the time, let's say half of the time, these people had entities. And once those entities were gone, they went back to living a normal expression of life. They were so happy. They were so healthy. They even felt lighter, they would tell me. I feel so light. Can't explain it, but I feel so light right now. You know, and the cleansing, the purging happens, and they just, it's like taking years off of them. But some of them don't even realize, because they're so entrapped, they're so encapsulated with this entity, that this entity also doesn't allow them to come towards you. And I'm going to tell you why, twin flame. Because if they come to you, that's God's will. That's God's contract between you two finally coming to fruition, finally being realized. So the entity has a stake in it because they work for the other side. They bat for the other side. And so it behooves the other side to keep you apart, because your grand mission has something bigger in store. You're coming together means a win for God. They don't want that. So what do? They'll pull you further and further apart. They'll put in their mind and in their heart that they need all these other people to fill them, to fulfill them. But all along, we all know, everybody that's not experiencing having an entity attached to them understands that's not working for compassion towards self. That's working towards gluttony. That's working towards the 7 deadly sins. You know, it's not something positive for that person. Because in the end, if they don't have an entity, let's say they have depression, or they have bipolar depression even, and I'm not an expert, I'm just saying, having all these different mates is a fix. So it's a form of a drug. Either ways, that drug's not going to release them. They have to be more powerful than the addiction. And they're not more powerful than the entity that's attached to them, going back to that, because they don't have any self-awareness. Once they have the self-awareness and say, this is not me, this is an entity that's attached itself, or this is a bloodline, this is a curse that's come down my bloodline, and my mission that I'm in right now, the reason that it's been put on me is so that I can supersede it and I can show my family that this doesn't have to continue. That I don't have to walk down that same lane that my ancestor did, that my parent did, that my sibling did, that whatever. But they have to have that realization, that aha moment. This is not me. This that's happening to me is outside of me. It controls me. It takes over me. And all the prayer that you do is good, but they have to fight that enemy themselves, because that's part of their mission. Your part of your mission was to go through all the experiences that you went through, twin flame, and to supersede them, and to still be feeling unbroken, to still be able to heal through all the disasters that you've met in life. Theirs might be that lustful spirit that's attached themselves to them, telling them this is what you want, this is what you desire, not that, not that, not that. Because this represents wholeness, this represents true love, this represents going back towards God, building that ladder back up, Jacob's ladder. I don't want Jacob's ladder. I don't want the connection to God. This is your God now. This is your God now. This is the one that you want. This is the one that feeds you. This is the one that gives you the, that feeling, the sensations. But it's all temporal. It's all temporary. And then they feel down again. So there could be very many things that your other part, your counterpart is experiencing, and why they don't completely make that connection with you, okay? So those dependent energies that are so disgusting. Are so disgusting. The Eight of Cups, dishonest. It's in reverse, the Eight of Cups. Do I have this upside down? No, I don't. Eight of Cups, lack of direction, dishonest with self and others. Staying for the wrong reasons, holy mackerel, in limbo, faking happiness. I'm going to stand up for that one, because I know you're not going to believe what I'm reading. Faking happiness, dishonest with others, staying for the wrong reasons, always in limbo, always in limbo. Have y'all heard enough? Have y'all heard enough? I think I have. Nine of Coins, that's their happiness. That's what they feel is their true happiness. Staying with the money, staying with the money, staying with the house, staying with the cars, staying with the labels. It's funny because when this fell out, when I was showing y'all the deck that I first learned, this fell out on the side and I picked it up, and funny enough, my cards don't lie. 4 coins. That when you think of security, you think of security as in having enough and being comfortable. When they think of security, they think of lack, and they fear losing, and they fear not having. Don't know why, but that's the way it is. That's the way it is. I don't know why that they express things in life that way, but they do. So let's take this last step, guys, and final outcome for these two, please. Final outcome. Is the situation going to remain this way, that they're going to continue to be dishonest with self and others, that they're staying for the wrong reasons, and that this relationship for the twin flame is going to be just left in limbo? Please and thank you. Yeah. I told you this relationship will be the hardest one, the purest one, the one that'll give you the most love, the one that'll give you unconditional love, the one where you will feel out of this world type of energy, and the one that'll help you to progress in life, both on a physical material plane, but also in a spiritual ascendance. But it'll also give you the worst heartache you will ever have. I mean, talk about an ouchie on your heart. 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords. On the one hand, they're hurt. They feel they're hurt by you because they feel left out. Like, why don't you understand them? And why don't you just accept them the way they are, with another person and attached to another person, and etc. Do you understand the off skew? They're askew. Their thinking is askew. Backbiting, fighting, arguments, vexation, being bitchy. It's almost like I don't know if it's a release of oxytocin after they get back together, but it's like a getting rid of aggression. I mean, they're very, both are toxic people. Sorry, don't mean to hurt anybody's feelings, but yet they think that they can grow something with them. Can they grow something with them? They're very immature. Their thought patterns are very immature. They stay to grow finances, but they sow their royal oats. Look at that. The Knight of Wands. So they get to go play. What they're teaching children that are watching, they think they're teaching children that are watching that this is a long-lasting relationship. That romantic relationships like marriage are not breakable. You don't just throw away the bond. I'm smiling because of the ridiculousness of it. Because we just read what the actuality is. What the actuality is. There's two young people here, and we know what's being told to them. Dishonest with self and others, staying for the wrong reasons, in limbo, faking happiness. They're bullshitters, guys. They're bullshitters. They've been bullshitting so long, they believe their own BS. I don't see a way through for the group of twin flames that I read for today. I don't see a way through. Because if they're not willing to step out of their comfort zone and quit lying to themselves first and to everybody else, then there's going to be no way of coming back together. There's going to be no way of satisfying God's contract between you two in this lifetime. There's just not. There's just not. I'm going to do one more deck, and this one we're going to ask about new people coming in. That's what we're going to ask. New people coming in, okay? All right, guys. Making sure that I don't have this one in reversed. Okay, God. For those that are saying, I don't care anymore. I don't want this anymore. This is crazy. And I'm just letting them go. I'm cutting ties and I'm moving on. Is there anything new, a new love coming towards these twin flames that are okay with letting go of their main twin flame to maybe find a soulmate, maybe find someone that has love for them and that they can grow to love as well? Blessings, 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 God. Let's go. Let's go. Look at that. There are new beginnings. You have the sword of truth. So long as you're telling yourself the truth, Libra, twin flame. So long as you're telling yourself the truth, yes, you can have your new beginning. Right now, a lot of you are focused on work, on career. The 8 of coins there. Put this over here. You're trying to get you some. You're trying to focus. Wow, when I did that, I felt a big time tingling on my fingers, the tips. You're trying to focus and find yourself your own brand of happiness. I think that's beautiful. But be careful, because this is the Page of Cups, inviting love in. So you might be telling yourself, with everything I just heard, Victoria, I think I'm just going to work on self. And I think that's true. But do you see that? That's chaotic work there. 3 of Swords. You have to face the heartache, my dear. Don't be like your other twin flame. Don't be like your other half. That kind of says, nope, I don't want to look at it. Make it go away. I don't want to look at it. So long as I don't look at it, it's not real. It is real. Deal with it. It is real. Deal with the unhappiness. Deal with the heartache. Let it heal. Look at that. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune. Let that cycle end. Let it end. Yes, will you think of them from time to time? Yes, you will. Yes, you will. I can't promise you're not going to think of them, okay? Okay, Queen of Pentacles. So you want to focus on building yourself up, on building up your life, of giving yourself a good life. I say all that's good. Look at that. Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands, and the Queen of Pentacles. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. That is stability all the way around. There's an Emperor in your life. There's an Emperor to come. And I don't care if you're a man. There's an Emperor coming into your life. Someone that knows what they want, has it all together. Someone... It's not wishy-washy. It doesn't have someone else already. Someone you don't have to fight to be in their life or fight to convince. Hey, remember me? You signed a contract with, yeah, in heaven before you came down. Knucklehead. You don't remember me. Okay. All right. Maybe, okay. You keep doing what you're doing. You don't have to deal with any of that. This person's going to know who you are. They're going to be a lot stronger than you've ever had a person in your life. They're telling me. Let me explain. Their personality type is not overbearing, okay? Because the Emperor can be overbearing. The Emperor can be overbearing when they're know-it-alls, right? Kind of like my hair at this length, guys. It almost looks like I cut it, right? I got it kind of balled up behind me, but I like this. Let me know in the comments if I should cut my hair, because I am just burning to cut my hair. But you see this Emperor? This Emperor is self-assured. This Emperor is going to be very overly protective of you, I hear. Overly protective of you. Oh, I like that. Oof, I like that. The Fool. This is a new beginning for you. Oh, and I talked about Jacob's ladder. Look at that. Look at that. The ladder of success. Both your finances are doing really, really well right now, but also in love. Love is coming. So if this person just can't get their act together, doesn't want to undo whatever it is that they got themselves into in another relationship, start doing what they do to you when they start thinking about you and don't want to. Push them to the side. Push them to the side, because Ace of Cups, oh my God. I'm excited, guys, because let's face it, the Chariot, moving forward. Let's face it, guys. Let's just cut the crap, as they say. Let's talk real. This person, your twin flame, you love them. You're in love with them. And you feel like they're your perfect match. There's somebody that could come into your life that could equal them. In many ways, that's true. But I want you to consider this new that's coming in, because you don't have to do any work. There's no heavy lifting with this person. Like I said, you don't have to say, oh, I'm the one you left behind. I'm the one you had to think about. What's your, not even your second choice? Because you can't even leave the first choice for me. You don't have to go through any of that. None of it. This person's going to respect you from the get-go. This person's going to be very studious, taking a look at you, kind of, I don't want to say sizing you up, but kind of sizing you up, for lack of a better term. What are you? Who are you? What are you about? What do you really like? I see how you behave. They're going to like a lot. Your attitude, your quirkiness. They're going to like a lot of things about you. And they're an emperor. Hell yeah. This person doesn't fear lack. This person doesn't fear loss. This person is loving. This person is abundant. Why do I say all that? Ace of Wands. You can do what you want. You can make what you want. Ace of Cups. Got plenty of love. Come on in. Get yourself a hug. I feel very warm towards this person. 10 of Coins. This person doesn't believe in lack. They believe in hard work and determination. And then on the Chariot, they're not using the Chariot only as a mode of travel, but it seems like they're using the Chariot to take them wherever they want. They're not somebody that waits around for things to happen to them. They make things happen. Last message, please, for my beautiful twin flames. Should they walk towards this person? I see, if for you ladies, I see a husky type of physique. A husky type, like their chest seems to be more built and a smaller waist, and I don't know, just a very, very something nice to look at. Any closing advice? I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the body. It comes with a very nice person. Any last advice? I can't see a woman, but I want to say tasteful, graceful, and sophisticated. All right. Let's see. 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles. And the Page of Pentacles. This is going somewhere. What you're going to fight against, and I'm going to tell you it's normal. Some of you are going to fight against having feelings for this person, because you're going to feel a sense of loss that you didn't get to be with your twin flame. And I want to say that's more than normal. That's more than okay. I'm sorry. Don't know what else to say. I'm sorry. But this is a beautiful alternative. This is an alternative of somebody that's going to make you priority, of somebody who is going to be interested in you, someone who is going to ask questions, but also step back and watch you, because they are learning from you. They're learning you by watching you. They're learning you by the people you come in contact with besides them. How do you interact with them? They're watching you. They're learning you. So I feel like you're going to meet this person either where you work, where you're about, around your friends, maybe at a restaurant. I don't know. But the way that this person is going to come into your life is going to be a little bit unusual, to where they're going to take an interest in you right away. That's what I see. Oh my God. Okay, for the rest of the week, I know I said I was going to do just one last one, but let's close this baby right. We're going to use the Everyday Witch, and I just want one. Just one. Let's not get crazy, because this is already 3 hours long, guys, if you can believe that. 3 hours long. I hope y'all watch all the way through. All right. Where does the Libra or the Twin Flames luck lies right now during this reading? Which direction should they go towards? Where does the luck lie for the Libra or the Twin Flame reading? Woo! Did you see that? Oh, 2. Dang it, I only wanted 1. Okay, that's fine. We got a twofer. 8 of Pentacles and the Hermit. So your luck lies right now during this time frame of this reading in your work of your hands, money, business deals, contracts, gain. That's where your luck lies. So dig in. Make sure that this is something that you incorporate on this week. That direction, that energy flow, and cha-ching, that bling bling. Love you guys. I hope this helped you in some way. As I said, I did disclose that twin flame journeys are very difficult to travel through. But if you're in the situation that I mentioned, in a separation with a twin flame, and it never happens this lifetime around, you can't go against their free will. They have free will. They can renege, and you can renege too after that, and go off and be with anybody else you choose. And you have the right to be happy. If you are on a twin flame journey and you made it all the way through this reading and say, Victoria, I have the most beautiful life, I can tell you I envy you in a positive way. And may you be blessed. May you both be blessed and spread the love of God throughout the universe, because that beacon of light, that holy light, is what's coming through to help everybody else as a guidance. And for those that have no idea what I'm talking about, do your research. Don't believe me. Don't believe everything you hear in life. Do your own research. Think for yourself. Be someone that's not a sheeple just because everybody else, all the herd, is going one way. Don't be that way. Open up. Expand your mind. Read. The universe is yours to be taken. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being with me today. I had a day off today, so I thought I'd give you a treat. From my heart to yours, I hope it does work out for you. Bye.